Somewhere on this planet, there are countries where you could stand at the highest point of the entire nation and still be shorter than the roof of your own house. No mountains rise to greet the clouds, no hills roll toward the horizon, just flat, fragile land stretched thin between the sky and the sea. Today we're crossing 5 of the flattest nations on Earth, places built on coral, carved by ancient rivers, and flattened by millions of years of geological silence. This is a story about survival at zero elevation. As we begin, please take 2 seconds to subscribe to International Hike. The 5 flattest countries on Earth. Number 1, the Maldives. Our journey begins in the Indian Ocean, above 1,192 coral islands, scattered like scattered pearls across turquoise water. This is the Maldives, the flattest country on the surface of the Earth. Its highest natural point rises just 2.4 meters above sea level. To put that in perspective, the average adult could stand on their own shoulders and still be taller than the tallest hill in this entire nation. The Maldives isn't flat by accident, it's flat by construction. Thousands of years ago, coral polyps began building reefs around the rims of sunken volcanic peaks beneath the ocean. As the volcanoes slowly subsided beneath the waves, the coral kept growing upward, layer by layer, forming atolls, rings of reef encircling lagoons where the mountains used to be. What we see today isn't bedrock at all. It's a living skeleton of coral, sand, and centuries of marine life, holding an entire nation just above the waterline. The Maldives has no rivers, no mountains, and no natural fresh groundwater sources. Nearly all drinking water comes from rainfall or desalination. For nearly 400,000 people, this fragile geology is both a paradise and a countdown clock. Rising sea levels threaten to submerge the country within this century. And in a now famous act of defiance, Maldivian officials once held a cabinet meeting underwater to draw the world's attention to their nation's future. Adventure here means diving through coral canyons that took millennia to form, canyons that could disappear in a matter of decades. Number 2, the Tuvalu. Next, we cross thousands of kilometers of open Pacific to reach Tuvalu, a nation so narrow that in some places, you can stand in the middle of the island and see the ocean crashing on both sides at once. With a landmass of only 26 square kilometers, Tuvalu is the 4th smallest country on Earth and one of the flattest, with barely 15 feet separating its highest point from the sea. Tuvalu, like the Maldives, is built almost entirely from coral reef and atoll, a geological structure shaped over thousands of years as coral organisms cemented themselves to submerge volcanic remnants. There is no interior highland to retreat to during a storm. There is no elevation to escape the tide. Life here has always meant living in direct, daily conversation with the ocean. 2 of Tuvalu's 9 islands have already lost significant landmass to erosion, and the government has begun creating a digital backup of the nation in the metaverse in case the physical land disappears. In the traditional maniapa, a large open meeting house raised only slightly above the coral floor, the Tuvaluan community still gathers for decisions, celebrations, and storytelling, much as they have for generations. It's a powerful reminder that culture doesn't need elevation to stand tall. Number 3, the Marshall Islands. North of the equator, in the vast blue expanse of Micronesia, lies the Marshall Islands, a nation of 29 coral atolls and 5 solitary islands, spread across more than 750,000 square miles of open ocean, yet totaling barely 70 square miles of actual land. Like its Pacific neighbors, the Marshall Islands owes its flatness to coral growth atop ancient, submerged volcanic peaks. But this nation carries a heavier history. Between 1946 and 1958, the United States conducted 67 nuclear tests here, including the infamous Castle Bravo detonation, one of the most powerful ever recorded. The effects on the land and its people are still being studied and felt today. The Marshallese people are master navigators. For centuries, they read ocean swells, star patterns, and cloud reflections off lagoons to sail between atolls without instruments. Modern adventurers come here to dive shipwrecks resting in Bikini Atoll's lagoon. Ghostly aircraft carriers and battleships sunk during post-war tests, now transformed into artificial reefs. It's one of the most surreal dive sites on Earth. History, tragedy, and marine life fused together just meters below a coastline that barely rises above the tide. Number 4. The Kiribati. Kiribati is unlike anywhere else on the planet, not just because it's flat, but because of its sheer, almost impossible geography. Made up of 32 atolls and one raised coral island, spread across all 4 hemispheres, Kiribati is the only country on Earth that exists in the northern, southern, eastern, and western hemispheres simultaneously. Most of the population lives on Tuvalu, a narrow crescent of coral where, in places, the island is only a few hundred meters wide, narrow enough for a single large wave to threaten homes from both the lagoon side and the ocean side at once. In 2014, Kiribati's government made global headlines by purchasing land in Fiji as a potential refuge for its citizens, in case the nation becomes uninhabitable. Kiribati was the first country on Earth to see the sunrise each day after moving the international dateline eastward in 1995, specifically to keep the entire nation on the same calendar day. And yet life on Kiribati remains vibrant. Outrigger canoes glide across lagoons at dawn. Communities share fresh-caught fish under thatched shelters, and children play on sand that could, within their lifetimes, look completely different. It's a place defined by resilience as much as by geography. Lastly, number 5. Qatar. Our final stop trades ocean for desert. Qatar is proof that you don't need coral to be flat. You just need millions of years of geological stillness. This small Arabian Peninsula nation sits atop one of the most stable, tectonically inactive shelves on the planet. While the Maldives and its Pacific cousins were built upward by living coral, Qatar was flattened by the opposite process. An ancient seabed slowly exposed and eroded, with almost no tectonic uplift to fold the land into mountains. The result is a rocky, sand-covered plateau, where the highest point, a modest hill called Qurain Abu al-Bal, rises just 103 meters, and the lowest point, a salt flat called Dukan Sabka, dips 7 meters below sea level. Despite being one of the driest countries on Earth, Qatar has one of the highest per capita water consumption rates in the world, relying almost entirely on desalinated seawater. From the flat desert floor, Doha's skyline rises like a mirage. Glass towers erupting from land that stayed level for millions of years. It's the perfect final contrast for our journey. A country that turned its flatness into one of the most futuristic skylines on Earth. 5 countries. 5 different stories of survival without elevation. From coral atolls holding on above a rising tide, to a desert kingdom that turned its flatness into a skyline of glass and steel. These places prove that the most extreme geography on Earth isn't always about height. Sometimes it's about how close you live to the edge and how far you're willing to go to hold your ground. Tell us in the comments section which country inspired you about its flatness. And if this journey opened your eyes to a part of the world you'd never considered, hit the subscribe button and join International Hike as we keep exploring the planet's most extraordinary places, one incredible country at a time.